What word? Butch Mike, Butch Swipes, checking in on Duels 15 form and function video. So how has this game changed? How is it different? Has it evolved? Is it the same old shit? No, it's not. They've completely changed the format. There are no pre-con decks. You don't buy decks anymore. Oh, I just lost my audio. Excuse me? Thank you. You don't buy decks anymore. You don't buy deck packs anymore. Now it is much akin to Hearthstone. You have a pool of 300 cards, and you have 5 colors, and you can make any and all the best decks, the trickiest decks, the weirdest decks, however decks you want to make out of those 300 cards. You can make them any way you want, which is a freedom that we've all been looking forward to. All of us Duels players for a long time. The pre-con decks, you know, I guess I don't have to tell you guys about it. You know, it made its own. It kind of took away from the metagame. You know, there really wasn't a metagame. The metagame previously was simply what decks are people playing, and we all already knew the decks because they were pre-constructed, they were prefabbed, pre-conned, and you know, that's a little bit insulting to a good Magic player. You know, you don't really need Stainless or Wizards making our decks for us. But I don't know if it was the technology that was lacking, or if it was, you know, their opinion of our intelligence. But either way, I think they were just trying to make an easier version of Magic, and you know, it was fun while it lasted. But that format of Duels of the Planeswalkers just wasn't gonna last forever. They had to change it, and they did. They took a lot from Hearthstone as far as format. It's a pool of cards. It's going to have a 300 card meta. I spent 2.5 days on iOS figuring out the current meta in that format. And, you know, I have to say the most popular deck that I was running across, while everyone's was different, the one theme that it had in common was that it was black and white, and it had angels and demons and lots of removal. White and black have the best removal in this format. And they also have really good bombs with evasion. Lots of demons and angels, and that was the deck that I ran up against the most, and that was why I built my white. My white deck was simply to counter that deck. Obviously, you know, I came across some creative stuff. Someone made a Pixis deck that was really fun, and there's a mill deck that can be made out there. And you know, Magic being as deep as it is and having deeper card mechanics than Hearthstone, it looks like you're going to be able to build quite a few decks out of these 300 cards. So, as far as getting your 300 cards, this is probably going to be the issue for a lot of people. There's basically 2 sets of cards. There is the first 80% of cards that you can grind out and unlock. I don't know. I didn't purchase a plane. I don't know why it's... I don't know what it's, I have already unlocked all the planes, you know, I paid for it, so. It's just, you know, apps act funny sometimes. So anyway, the first 80% of cards, you can pay $35 to unlock them, which I don't recommend because I don't think the grind's very long. To get those first 80% of cards, you just have to play through all these single-player modes here. You have Innistrad, Theros, Ravnica, Chandelar, and Zendikar. I played through Innistrad, Theros, and half of Ravnica, and it was probably, I want to say, maybe 6 or 7 hours worth of gameplay to get through that much, and they seem to get longer as it goes. But once I realized I wanted to start making videos, you know, I just bit the bullet for you guys, and I paid for the cards so I could have the collection and start learning it. And I didn't want to go into this blind. I was getting to the point where I thought it was going to take me too long to unlock the cards, and I wasn't going to be able to get a video up by the time before it dropped on Xbox and Steam. So, you know, it's going to be different for everybody. I think, well, especially since I honestly don't know how long these last 2 planes are, but you know, in a reasonable amount of time, you can play through the single-player campaign mode and unlock the first 80% of cards. And that's going to give you, you know, obviously a very solid starting base to build your decks. Unfortunately, a lot of the rares come from the premium booster packs. You can only buy 15 booster packs. Those 15 booster packs comprise the last 20% of your card collection, and they are mostly rares, and they are all very good cards. And outside of, you know, the first few days in release week, eventually everyone's going to have to get the booster packs. You can get one free booster pack by pre-ordering it on Steam. So ostensibly, you should only have to pay for 14 if you pre-order it on Steam. Bottom line is if you don't want to grind the game and you want all the cards, it's going to cost you $65. If you don't mind grinding for a couple of days and you want all the cards, the game is going to cost you $30. If you do not want to spend any money on this game, then you're going to have to play it on iPad, and you're only going to be able to play with 80% of the cards. If you want to play this on Xbox or Steam, it's going to the minimum cost is going to be $10. It's not free. You know, it's free on iOS, being an app, it being the way it is. You know, they'll get you on the in-app purchases. Whereas on Steam and Xbox, they're going to get that $10 from you up front, which means it's only $25 to get the first 80% of cards. So it balances out and ends up being the same thing. But I would not recommend paying the $25 to $35 for the first 80% of cards. You can unlock them in a day or two. It wasn't that onerous to get through half of it, honestly. It was only pressure of a YouTube channel that had me buy them. Otherwise, I would have grinded them out. Unfortunately, you're going to have to pay for the premium packs in the store under boosters here. I've already bought my limit. You can only buy 15. That gives you your complete collection. I don't know about, I cannot speak for Steam or Xbox, but I've heard there's no two-headed giant. I heard there's no other game modes other than what there is, and certainly on iOS that proves the point. So we will bring up the card collection here. You guys can look at some of the cards. It's quite the loading screen. It takes quite a while, but that's okay. My thoughts so far, I enjoy the format. It is very ouch, sorry about that. It's very reminiscent of Hearthstone. Obviously, you don't have heroes or hero abilities, but they kind of replace those with legendary creatures. There's a legendary card for every color, and sometimes more than one. You know, they give you good enough cards to build good decks, and there's enough of them. So let's go by rarity first, so you guys can see what the bombs are. Brimaz, which was the which was the first one. Oh, I wish I could swipe through these. Boy, that's not going to be big enough. I'm going to have to go through each one. So Brimaz, he's from D15. He's a beast. Wow, this is just ouch, kind of a pain in the ass. Baneslayer, Time Warp, Soul of Ravnica. You can see Shadowborn Demon. I've seen everybody playing that. Grizzlebrand. Everyone's been playing that. It's just too onerous to pull up every one of these cards on an iPad. It's just so laggy and weird. Like, I think you guys can just look as I scroll through it. You'll recognize some. Like, obviously, Bloodghast has been around for a while. Very easy to recognize. Same with Mahatmodi Jin. Mahamodi. I know there's a Rune-Scarred Demon in here. There it is. I had somebody play that against me. Anger of the Gods. One of only 2 mass removals. If you want to sort them by color, so you guys can see how many of each color are in each group. I mean, it seems to me that there's enough. Like, you know, I've been looking at the white. I can build a white deck several different ways. There's enough cards you can combo it up with several different colors well. So, I mean, so far so good. I'm not really sure about the longevity of the format without DLC. That's something that, you know, only time will tell. We're gonna have to see. You know, one of my disappointments is seeing so many of the same cards that were in the sealed of 2014. You know, Assassinate, G-Digs, you know, Rune Scarred. There's so many of the same cards that it does feel a little bit like an expanded version of sealed play from 2014. And in reality, that's really all it is. You know, that was a pool of 176 cards that everyone played from, except that everyone didn't have the same cards. Since it was sealed play, they were random packs. I believe that these premium boosters, these 15 boosters you get, I think they're the same for everybody. I don't think that they're random cards. I think everybody is going to have the same 300 cards in their pool. You know, don't quote me on that. I don't know that for 100%. The game just came out. That's just an assumption I'm making from the cards I've seen other people playing. I haven't seen anybody play a card that I don't have yet, so that's why I work under that assumption. You know, for now, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. I don't... Stormbreath Dragon. One of the reasons I'm running Baneslayer is because there are several dragons in red, and there are a lot of demons in black. So, there's another big dragon in red. There's another big dragon in red. All the bombs, you know. Seen some pretty nasty green decks so far. Don't think I've been beaten by one yet. My white deck's pretty quick. But yeah, there are gates in this. Gates are pretty solid. There's lots of cards that combo up with those gates. One thing I haven't really looked into very much is the artifacts. I kind of skipped over that. That's something I should actually put a little bit more time into. Ooh, we're getting a little laggy here. Ooh, great sword. Alright, let's go back to our menu and see what else we've got. So yes, extras. This is where your leaderboards are, I believe. Yes, leaderboards are there. And it's also where you're going to get your promo cards, if there are some promo cards. I imagine there will be. Store locator. Player profile. It was funny, when I bought my premium boosters, I couldn't find them to open them. They're in your player profile. I don't know why. Ouch, sorry. I lost my audio again. But it's in this subsystem is where you open your premium packs when you buy them, at least on iPad. Options are options. We just looked at card collection. This is the deck builder here. You can create a deck. This is my red blue is it deck that I started with. I did not care for it. The deck they give, your initial opening deck they give you, is kind of weak and vanilla and takes some work before it gets before you can get it good. And I got impatient and said, fuck it, I bought all the cards, built my Angels and Weenies deck, got into the top 100 on the iOS leaderboards. Out of just under 3,000, last time I looked there was 2,800 people playing. 2,800 people that had downloaded, that are on the leaderboards anyway. So not too shabby, not too shabby. Been doing some experimenting, you know. I've been tweaking the deck quite a bit. So this is the deck builder, obviously. One thing I like about the deck builder, even though, you know, I'm assuming everything is going to work more quickly on PC, it's really freaking slow on the iPad. But the filtering system is really nice. You can filter through your cards, so you know exactly what you want. You can filter by cost and color, and by card type. You know, artifact, creature, instant, sorcery, enchantment, blah blah blah. You can sort by color. You can sort by every single, you know, thing that there is on a Magic card, which makes it nice, makes it easy to find what you want. And then this is the deck itself and your deck stats, so you can see. I disagree with their assessment here. I would give this deck 4 stars for speed and 3 stars for synergy. I don't think that that is a fair assessment of my Angels and Weens 22 creatures, 12 spells, 26 lands. I've been flirting with going down to 25. But yeah, the deck builder's nice, except that it's, you know, very slow. I will spin through and show you my deck. Reprisal, broken good, man, at instant speed, and it's so cheap. And, you know, like a lot of the duels iterations, there's quite a few bombs in here. And, you know, there's a lot of evolving. There's a lot of mechanics that will turn a small creature into a large creature. There's a lot of enchantments to buff. If you're playing white, I can't imagine not running Reprisal. It's cheap. It kills all the bombs that aren't hexproof. And it's at instant speed. God, that instant speed just makes it so nasty. You just wait until they're boosting, you know. Brimaz is badass. Mentor of the Week, I was surprised at how good it was in this deck. It's actually integral. Banisher Priest is my bread and butter. All of my rushdown wins come from Banisher Priest. Tended Knight's really good at holding off early game with his first strike. Arrest is great on the bombs. Solemn Offering, I run a one of. Sometimes I need two, but most of the time I don't. And it's tough for me to run even this one, but there's some very powerful enchantments and very powerful artifacts, and you can just lose games to one card. It's worth having one of in there. You kind of have to. Mausoleum Guard is just solid mid-game. Get you some evasion if it dies. Now the Armored Ascendant is a great card. You know, ideally you play Brimaz turn 2, and then you play Armored Ascension turn 3. Smash, do insane amount of damage. It's one of the best cards in my deck. It also is a deck that has a card that is overachieved. I didn't expect it to be as pertinent as it was. I actually expected to cut it at some point, and I actually added a second one rather than cutting it. Just because it's so often I'm able to play it on turn 3 because of my cards that make Auras cost less. Assault Griffin is just a solid flyer. Baneslayer, like I said, there's a lot of demons and dragons in here, and you know, you can't complain about evasion, first strike, or lifelink. It's just Baneslayer's is a badass bitch, always has been, always will be. I think she's particularly badass in this format. There's other angels I could have put in. I like the Aegis Angel. I like being able to make the indestructible permanent for blocking purposes and whatnot. I've been flirting with this other funky angel that someone played against me in a life gain deck that really, right here, Resolute Angel. Boy, he played, come on, zoom. He played 2 of these against me. He was, you know, obviously started life at 20. I got him down to single digits, played this, got back up to 20. Got him down to single digits again, played this, got back up to 20. Like, it's just ridiculous. Unfortunately, it's very expensive, too expensive for my deck. If I'm gonna put, I only have one 7-drop in here, and I think that if I'm just gonna have a 1 of 7-drop, I think Aegis Angel is a little bit better. Sarah for the masses, you know, it's really good in a weenie deck. I'm running a weenie deck. Haven't really decided on this card yet. Haven't really tried to run it. I might put it in. I might not. I don't know. So that's my deck to this point. What else is there to say about Magic Duels of the Planeswalkers 2015? What else do I know? What else have I discovered in the last couple days? So yeah, single players where you get your 80% of cards and you play against a dumbass computer who plays terribly. Multiplayer is multiplayer. We all know about that. Shop is where they get you in the wallet. We went through the deck builder. You saw the card collection. Help and options are the same. Player profile is your stats. Store locator is store locator. Extras are extras. That's about it, boys. That is about it. Looking forward to I'm looking forward to it coming out on Steam. It's a pain in the ass to play on iPad. I think it would be easier to play on an iPad mini. As is, I have to play it two-handed, and I can't hold it in my hands because my thumbs aren't long enough to reach the middle of the screen. You have to play it two-handed because the pause is on the left side of the screen. You know, the stop timer is on the left side of the screen, and then you have other functions on the right side of the screen. So unless you want your own hand obscuring the screen a lot, you have to play two-handed. And in order for you to not have to, in order for you to hold it in your hands and play it, and you can't hold it in your hands and play it like that unless your thumbs are long enough to reach the whole screen, which mine aren't for, you know, the old iPad 2. I think a mini would be fine. But functionally, it's really laggy. It's tough to play on iPad. I don't recommend it on iPad, honestly. Sorry, Apple people. I just, it's kind of clunky and laggy and slow. And I know part of it's because I'm used to Hearthstone, and it's just so smooth and fast and glittery and gold and shiny and fast, you know? Like, goddamn, this game is slow compared to it. Like, how come you can pick up your cards and just wave them around in Hearthstone, and in Magic it's like you grab it and push it and then it recenters it, and like, it's just so weird. I don't know, like, does Blizzard have better game developers than Stainless? I don't know. You know, are they better at their job, or do they intentionally want to make this clunky and dinosaur-y? I don't know. I just don't understand why they couldn't physically have made the video game aspect of it on the iPad similar to Hearthstone, where everything is fast and smooth. Why does it have to be slow and clunky? I don't understand. I guess that's why I'm not a code writer. Oh, there goes the audio again. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend it on iPad. I'm really looking for it. It's just difficult to play, and it's slow. It's just really slow. Of course, you know, Magic, after playing Hearthstone, all of Magic feels slow to me. After playing Titanfall, all Call of Duty feels slow to me. It's just, you know, it's progress, I guess, you know. What can I say? Alright, so this video's dragged on long enough. I think that's pretty much all I know about this game. It's going to cost you $30 if you want all the cards. If you pre-order it, it'll cost you $28 to get all of the cards, which is you know, actually that's cheaper than Hearthstone to get all the cards. I can tell you that right now. They don't have an option to, so that's one thing I was going for. It's definitely cheaper than Hearthstone. It cost me a lot more than $30 to get the complete collection in Hearthstone. I've spent a lot more than $30, and I don't even have the complete collection yet. There's some legendaries that I still do not have in Hearthstone. So yeah, I mean, if you really look at it like that in comparison, $30 is a lot cheaper. But it's also more expensive than any other Duels of the Planeswalker game. But then again, they gave us a new format. But then again, we really only have one game mode, you know. Or, I mean, you could say two. We have a single player and we have multiplayer. But that's it. There's no two-headed dragon. There's no planes chase. None of those funky, weird game modes that they had before. So, but anyway, I already said I'm going to go. I'll be back tomorrow with some properly recorded Steam or Xbox. I don't know if I'm going to get it on Xbox or Steam first. Probably Steam, just because I feel like that's going to be... No, whichever one it comes out on first. Whichever one, because I don't have to work tomorrow, so I'm just going to be sitting in front of my computer. Whichever one it comes out on first, that's the one that I'll buy it on first. So until then, boys, enjoy. Word.